And we're back. Thanks for staying with us. We have a tech conversation right now, and Damilare Shittu is a seasoned technology leader with strong expertise in analytics, data, and AI, recognized for his impactful contributions to digital transformation across key industries. And this morning, he's here to talk about AI and its impact in our everyday lives. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How about you?
I'm great, thank you. All right, first off, let's establish what AI is. I know that we cannot overemphasize, AI, its importance, but people need to be reminded that, the AI, is the future and it's come to stay. People also need to know, its impact and its importance, in this world of technology that we have currently faced, with. So kindly establish what the AI is first off.
All right, thank you, and a pleasure to be here once again. Think of AI as a technology revolution that has happened, over the course of several years. I mean, there was a time when people basically programmed machines to mimic human beings, right? And, think of a calculator, for example. That's the earliest form of, AI that you can imagine, because, I mean, those machines were basically programmed to perform certain functions. But then those were rule-based. Evolution came and, rather than specifically ask the machine to do something, you basically fed it with lots of data, and then you allow the machine learn from itself. And think of a baby. A baby is born, doesn't understand coordination, doesn't know what to do, but then just by observing and seeing humans act, it starts to, take on its own behavior, and to the point that it becomes a professional. And then, further innovations came, and, lots of data being fed into machine. Think of your digital assistants or your facial recognition on your phone, and then now you're not even asking the machine to do anything. It just basically takes all the information around, things like generative AI that just, collects information and makes its own inferences, helps you summarize content, and even generates new content, as with the case of ChatGPT. So these are, how technology has evolved to make AI perform tasks from simple to really complex.
Now, as a 9-to-5er, how can I impact AI into my everyday life? So I wake up in the morning as early as 5 a.m., get to the office. Now I'm on the show. Afterwards, I have, other businesses that I have to, attend to. So how does AI help to, program my day to make it easier and, to make it easier, basically?
So there was a time in history when if you wanted to wake up at 5 a.m., for example, you literally had to hire somebody to come wake you up at that time, because, clocks were not, democratized. People did not have watches and all of that. But, guess what happened? A few years over the line, everybody owned, watches and clocks. So you didn't need those kinds of people. So people that did those kinds of jobs, I'm sure at that time must have felt, oh, my job is being taken away. But then, evolution happens. From the history of man, innovation and technology has disrupted things. So now, to a modern day society, what AI really does is, helps to increase productivity, increase efficiency. So in every single area of your life, like your calendar integration, like you're helping you generate, content for a program or for your product, like for helping you summarize, long and lengthy articles, so that you can easily read and digest them. Because again, we know that the world is now at the verge of micro learning and reading, rather than the attention span has really gotten short, is what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
So rather than read long text, people now look for shorter things to easily digest. So AI helps you do all of that. Basically increase your productivity, and even in areas of of business. I talked about helping you generate like a marketing pitch
I,
or
I, I
content
was
and
I
all,
was
all of
coming
that.
there. Before we get into the business side of things, right? Because I would like to believe that business people, entrepreneurs, leaders need, to begin to tap into, the AI. But before then, let's look at accessibility, right? It's become sort of challenging. So, for example, I research AI, right? And then, there's series of, AI chat GPT apps that come up. But the issue now becomes accessing it. How can one easily access, this AI?
All right. Before we even talk about accessibility in itself, I mean, we must first understand that every information that you put out there, it is your responsibility first as a person to ensure that the information is safe, it's free from harm. You're protecting yourself. So there's a plethora of tools and services that help you do simple and complex AI tasks. And
Like which one? You want
and
to
and
mention
we
some of
should
them?
be. I mean, I mentioned ChatGPT, for example. There is the entire suite of Meta AI. That helps you do those kinds of stuff. So there are tools available. But then before you decide which one you want to really use, I mean, first is you must understand the policies around it. There are, basically, principles of responsible AI that helps you ensure that you are safe, and also make sure that the developers of those AI tools own have the responsibility of protecting the platform and protecting the environment, because AI really at the end of the day, it's just acting as a tool to do what you want it
Wanted
to
to
do.
do.
You as a custodian of that tool or technology are still responsible for ensure that what you're putting out is safe
It's safe
and
and
then
secure.
does not impede any other person's rights.
Okay, fantastic. The truth of the matter is, these days, even with, on our phones, we are faced with, AIs, even with social media platforms that we have access to, we have AI models, and it's just, knowing how to utilize them.
Correct.
Thank you so much, Damilare. It was such a pleasure having you
Thank you. A
here.
pleasure.
We've quite a short while, I've learned one or two things, and I'm sure someone at home has learned as well from this conversation. The show continues shortly, people. Would like you to stay with us.